Hello, my biddies. How are you today? I'm good. Um, Hope y'all had a good weekend. My weekend was pretty good. Um, actually didn't do a lot. um, Saturday I worked on the show, as one does. I also have another little computer project I'm working on. Has nothing to do with this. Um, Sunday I was really tired because I didn't get enough sleep. I had a headache and woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. The weather was all over the place Saturday night, and I don't know what's going on with that. It was really weird. Um, so like really weird. So it ended up being way too much, way more warm than I thought it was going to be, and I had shut everything down thinking that it was going to cool off quite a lot, and it did not. So I woke up at 4 o'clock, opened all the windows again, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. So Sunday I was very, very tired. And then Sunday night, um, I woke up super early again. So I was running on like 10 hours of sleep yesterday for over since Friday, no, since Saturday morning. I was running on like 10 hours of sleep. It was not good. I got some sleep last night, so I'm feeling a little better today. Um, yeah, so that's a thing. Me not sleeping has been a thing for a really long time. And it actually has gotten better. I actually sleep better now than I have in years and years. Now that I'm not working and I'm not worried about stuff and all that jazz. I worry too much. My husband thinks I don't worry too much a lot enough. I just don't worry. I worry about things other than what he's worrying about. I tell him now I don't have to worry because you do all the worrying for us. He's a worry wart. His mother was a worry wart too. Don't be a worry wart if you don't have to be. Things tend to take care of themselves a lot of the time. So you don't have to be a worry wart too much. And then yesterday the kids were over and they were cute as heck as usual. I had a little project for them. I bought a little kit from Aldi. That's one of those stick-on things where you stick the gems on, except this one's all paper, so it's very environmentally friendly. I will show it to you once it's done in like, 18 months or whatever. But I've had that for a couple few weeks. And then last week I bought a little kit that had like actual rhinestones. Um, and it was for kids. It was 6 and up. So I'm like, nah, I don't care. I don't care if they mess it up. I'm gonna get it for them so that we can do a project. And the little one did want to do earlier. He had wanted to do. We have the. It's a little kit that you get um, markers in, but the markers are like you- that they make dots. You can use them the normal way, but they also make dots. And it has a little alphabet book. Like P is for pillow, Q is for quilt, and it has a little picture of a quilt and a P and a Q or whatever the letter is, and then and then they have dots, and you just fill in the dots with whatever colors you want. So he wanted to do that earlier. He really likes that, and he does a good job for a 2-year-old, I must say. Um, and then later, I wanted to do the other thing as a quiet project because they will not take naps for me. They actually missed the movie thing that I usually do yesterday. I thought they didn't like it at all, and apparently they do because they both mentioned it. We didn't have our quiet movie. Quiet movie is to calm them down and maybe take a nap if I can get them to, but usually I can't get them to. It's an old movie. We're in the 1950s right now, watching things like Daniel Boone and the oh shoot, something DA. He turns into a dog. So we're watching stuff like that. It's with Family Robinson we watched recently, which is slow in some parts and they did not want to pay attention. So anyway, WB did like BW put like 3 gems on one of the they're stickers. They're they're gems, but they're stickers. BW didn't want to put like 3 gems on one of them. And the other one did like 5 of the 8. 6 of the 8. 6 of the 8. Uh, because he finished WBs also. So BW or WB, he finished WBs. BW um did a really good job. See this? Isn't it cute as heck? You put all the dots. I mean, they're not the right color, but that's okay. It's an art project. He's very artsy. He did this all by himself, 100% by himself. I did not have to help him at all. He apparently bedazzles with his mom. She's like, I think I'm gonna have to get some of those things. So anyway, I might buy a big project for them to do. One each, and then the little one can take forever to do it. And the older one will work on it by himself. I have to get all the jewels out for him, which he's perfectly capable of doing, but I think he just wants time with grandma. He kept telling me how much he loved me yesterday. We hadn't seen him in a week, which is unusual. Usually we end up seeing them during the week at least once. But he hadn't seen me. He's only seen me twice because I didn't go to the train thing with him. So I went and saw baby. So he'd only seen me twice in 2 weeks. So he was missing grandma, I think. Which is sweet. Then next week we'll have them on Monday and all weekend. Starting not this week, next week. So that'll be fun. We have them from Friday night till at least Monday night, possibly Tuesday morning, or whenever their parents get around to getting up on Tuesday or getting home on Monday. They're going to a festival that they go through every year. They have a camper now, so that'll be nice. They rented a camper last year, but they also had my daughter and her husband with them. But they're alone this time, which is nice because it's also like, oh, by the way, it's my anniversary today. Happy anniversary to me. 36 years. 36 freaking years. Can you believe it? Um, yeah, 36 years. We've been together, well, in September we'll have another anniversary. That'll be 41 years. Um, and so my son's anniversary is 4 days after mine, and it'll be their 5th anniversary. So trying to make things easy for myself. So anyway, that's what we did yesterday. They're both cute. They're very cute. Oh, and the WB pooped on the potty. So proud of him. He does not like to poop on the potty. The last 2 Mondays he was here, he pooped in his pants. I think my son threw his pants out in our garbage because it stinks in there really bad. And my son is lazy, and that's something he would do in order to not deal with his own child's poop, which I made him do because he was here. I said, I went outside and drug him in, and I said, you have something you need to deal with. But yesterday he was up here for some reason. I don't know why he wasn't in the basement with my husband. My husband does not see the signs. Oh no, we were outside. He wanted to play on his tractor. It's a cute little tractor. It's adorable. Uh, it's a garbage find. An old coworker of mine found it in the garbage and gave it to me because her child was already too big for it. And it's taken us a long time to get it fixed to where it'll run. It did have some issues, but we finally got it all fixed up and it's running and it's going, and he loves it because he's a little tractor boy. So we were outside doing that and blowing bubbles, and I kept saying, "Do you need to go potty?" Because he kept holding himself. I said, "Do you need to go to the potty?" He says, "No." 2 minutes later, he's holding himself again. I'm like, "Do you need to go potty?" He says, "No." And I catch him again, like 3 minutes later. I said, "You need to be honest with me. Do you need to go potty or not?" And he says, "Yes." So I'm like, "Well, let's go." So we go and well, potty. I think he's just going to pee because that's what he usually does. And he went number two, a giant one. I'm glad we didn't have to clean that up again. So anyway, that's that story. I asked my daughter-in-law, "Did you have clothes come poopy clothes comes back last week?" She's like, "I don't remember anything." I'm like, "Oh, no, you would remember." I said, "I think they're in my garbage can." So I outed my son as being lazy. It's okay. He'll forgive me. He better. I've done things for him. He's always been my problem from before he was born. All right, I do have a reality roundup for you. Didn't think I was going to because things were getting out of hand here, but I did do it. So it is Welcome to Plathville, Season 8, Episode 8, Up a Creek Without a Paddle. I might not have one for you tomorrow because today is my anniversary and we're going out to dinner, and I don't know if I'll have time to do it tonight or not. And I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. My husband's supposed to be going out of town tomorrow. I have 5 whole days to myself. So anyway, this is up creek without a paddle. I don't know why they didn't say up the creek without a paddle, because that's the saying. Also, nobody said this during the episode, and I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. It's weird. The titling of this show is very, very strange. All right, so the kids in Montana are riding four-wheelers up a mountain. Tegan does not do this, so she doesn't do four-wheelers. She doesn't do horseback riding. How is she? What do her and Ethan have in common? She doesn't like going fast in cars. I don't think they have anything in common. Why are they even trying to be together? I don't know. She asks, uh, so she's nervous and she asks Ethan to go slow. And to her and everyone else's surprise, he does. Isaac seems annoyed with the slowness. That's how slow it was. He said something like, we're supposed to be going faster than walking up the trail. They get to the top and they start climbing on huge rocks. And I have a fear of heights. So this is watching them is giving me very bad anxiety. Very bad. It was terrifying. I was scared. I was scared one of the kids was going to tumble right off that mountain. Oh, flashbacks, and I don't even have those. I'm not even allowed to have those. Kaylin says the views are beautiful, and they are. Mariah says the kids have always loved climbing things, and one of her favorite things is being high. I think she meant altitude, not attitude. Ethan asks Tegan for a picture of the two of them, and she turns him down. Tegan has Ethan take a picture of her for her mom. He says Tegan always brought a disposable camera with her, and he never did. This is kind of normal to me. I mean, usually there's a picture taker in the couple, and then the other person, and they take the vast majority of the pictures. Just make sure if you're not the picture taker in the relationship that you get some shots of them. They get in some shots too. Because otherwise you have no pictures. They have all the pictures of you. My husband is the picture taker in our family. He asked for a picture together, and she says, "For what?" His talking head is in a talking head. She says it annoys her because he never asked for a picture before. She says it's a couple thing, and he said things just to get by in the past, so she doesn't think she doesn't know if he's sincere or not. And then then they're walking down the mountain. She complains that he's following her too close, which he probably was. Does she know he's not going to push her down the mountain? No, he's very violent at times. He is. He's very violent at times. Back in Tallahassee, Lydia is having coffee with her friend Mariah, not to be confused with her sister Mariah. Yes, it's spelled different. One's an A, one's an O. Lydia says she shuts down and avoids confrontation. And then in the talking head, they're asking Lydia sex questions while she's eating a banana. And why are they doing that? I feel like they set her up on purpose. She refuses to answer the questions from the producer, but is answering them on camera for Mariah, who's asking very intimate questions that I am not going to go over. Questions about how fast they had sex and stuff like that. I don't care. Lydia is baby hungry. All she can talk about is having a baby. Lydia, didn't you raise enough kids to satisfy yourself for a while? It's way too young. They're young. They haven't known each other that long. I feel like they should get to know each other. Honestly, you should know someone for 5 years before you marry them anyway. That's my advice. I'm not saying you have to date them for 5 years. I'm saying you have to know them for 5 years. Um, so if you knew someone in high school, that counts. If you, like my daughter knew her husband all through middle and high school, and they didn't get together until at the end of the first semester in college. So they knew each other, and then they dated for 5 years anyway. Dated, lived together, all that jazz. And then they got married, and then everything fell apart with her health. Not between them that I know of anyway. I mean, would they tell me? They might. She would. I think she would. I don't know. Tegan says Ethan has not been really present for the entire visit and he needs to forgive himself. They have no plans to see each other, and Tegan says making plans is not her job anymore. Ken and Kim have a discussion about her weight issues, and Ken says they've been together for 3 years. I swear it's been longer. I swear they started dating right after she left Barry, which was 5 years ago. He says he wants to be with Kim forever, but he's also willing to leave if she doesn't lose weight. This took 20 minutes to get through. I did not watch all of it again. I'm not going through the whole thing. It's stupid on both their parts. The kids in Montana are at a coffee shop and they're trying to get Ethan to open up. Tegan has left at this point, and it becomes awkward, and Isaac's sex jokes are not helping. 2 weeks after Christmas, Tegan and her mom go out for coffee. She tells her mom the trip was fine and Ethan was shut down. She admits that she has friend zoned Ethan. Her mom said that she doesn't see them getting back together. Tegan didn't even want him in the house for Christmas. She made him a plate of food and gave it to him. Notice, she made him a plate of food and gave it to him. This is important. She's only seen him that one time since the Montana trip. It was like, here's your food, and she left type of a thing. So she hasn't really seen him since the Montana trip. Tegan mom says Ethan doesn't know himself, and she may not be wrong. She said something about him going from his mom's house to being married and then getting divorced. And all that jazz. And she says he has not had time to reflect and find out who he is. I mean, she has a point there. But don't worry, Kim's going to Wisconsin to check up on Ethan. Kim says that he spent Christmas in the car and Tegan gave him leftovers. She did not give him leftovers. She made him a plate of food from their Christmas dinner. It was not what was left over. It was what they were eating for Christmas. Purposefully made him a plate of food, not an afterthought for the leftovers. Kim doesn't think they're getting back together because they didn't spend Christmas together. She's right too. Tegan says she's no longer in love with Ethan. Tegan says she's mad and sad and recognizing that protecting herself comes off as mean. Tegan mom says, oh, never mind. I already said that. And that is the end of that episode. Um, Next one looks good. Looks to be more interesting than the past ones have been. I don't remember reading the part about where Isaac says he's moving to Montana. Where did that go? Oh, that must have been last week. All right, I guess we'll do our Reddit reads since no one's here to chit chat with me like I want. First, we have Am I Overreacting? And it is entitled Am I Overreacting to this text exchange with my boyfriend? I accidentally left my slippers in my living room, but I literally cleaned his entire house and baked him desserts before I left. Sorry, I don't know why my last bowl's glitched. So he rudely sent her a pair of her shoes. I don't understand why this is an issue. And a question mark. And she says, "Oh, I forgot." He says, "Wow, you come to your house and leave my shoes there. I should come to your house and leave my shoes there. What would your mom's reaction be?" My reaction as a mom would be, "Hey, so and so left the shoes here. Can you tell him where they are so he's not looking for them all over the place?" That would be my reaction. She says, "Are you mad for that?" He says, "Yes." She says, "Why?" He says, "Are you kidding me?" She says, question mark, and then you're not saying anything. He says, "Are you not saying anything like sorry?" "Okay, sorry, but I said I forgot. I don't know why you're mad about this. Just because you come and stay at my place doesn't mean you can leave your shoes right in the middle of the living room. They're not up against a wall. Or no, I guess they're in front of the couch. After all, this is my home. I would appreciate it if you were a little more respectful. Humans live here, not dogs." Wow. She said, "I literally said I forgot, meaning I didn't do it purposefully, especially since this was the first time. If this was more than one time, I would understand, but this is literally the first time, and I don't know why you automatically call me disrespectful." And she quotes, "Humans live here, not dogs." She says, "And you don't have to say something this rude. If this one mistake makes me disrespectful, then what about everything else I did for the house? If this one mistake made me call you guys dogs, why did I make dessert and feed it to y'all? I would appreciate it if you correct my mistakes in a little more nicer and appropriate manner." He says, "Okay, don't make dessert in my home and don't cook in my home and don't make a mess and leave me home clean." She cleaned your entire house, dude. A couple of shoes somewhere does not mean that she made a mess in your house. She left her shoes in an inappropriate spot. That's it. She says, "I'm down with that." He says that, "I'm down with that." She says, "Now you want to fight like this? You decide to make a claim about me treating you guys like dogs and not human." He says, "I don't want to fight. I am clear that's not fight. Deal with you." She says, "This is not a deal to make since it's regarding me treating you guys like dogs. You made a claim about me. Instead of explaining what you mean, you decide to make a solution supporting your claim, making a false accusation against me, and I'm not accepting it. You can simply say, hey, don't forget next time because it looks rude." I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's all very strange to me. Um, Scarcely Minted says, "Literally leave. Why deal with this?" Exactly. Because she needs her shoes back. She needs to get her slippers back, probably. Lucy answers, "This will never get better. It will only get worse." Love Lip Gloss answers, the problem with that is many relationships like this at the beginning are very warm and ideal. So when the other person turns like this, their partner fantasizes and hopes for things to go back to how they were at the beginning. But spoiler, he was like that from the beginning. He just didn't show it. Exactly. Second top rated comment is from Rich Cardiologist. And they say, looking at your post history, WTF you doing, girl? Please drop this story. Sorry, MFer. Uh, Thorough Reindeer answers, yeah, I looked up the comments. Apparently, OP made a fancy dish for him that didn't turn out the best way, and her boyfriend rejected to eat and threw her out of the house. Meanwhile, the comments on the post are blaming OP for asking her boyfriend to eat the dish. Might have misinterpreted wrong since the post itself is deleted. But OP, if you see this, don't let the comments fool you. What people said there is something valid, but only for people in healthy relationships, which is clearly not the case here. You shouldn't even be making a dish like that for someone who doesn't appreciate your efforts. Uh, the OP says, I broke up with that thing. I'm feeling sad, but also sigh of relief. This is my post. I don't know how to edit it. That's fine. Nice answers. I've never been so proud of a stranger on the internet. You're doing amazing. Those are flying red flags. Like flying. Like that guy was a flying red sheet. Can't reach it. My arms are not that long. I have T Rex arms. T Rex arms. Red flags for that guy. Should have put that up sooner. Next, we have entitled people. It's entitled, I am his wife and I can interpret. Entitled woman gets pissy when she can't interpret due to facility policies and gets nuts when husband outs her lie. I worked at an outpatient oncology treatment facility years ago as a nurse. This was in an area with Spanish speaking population. We had two interpreters on staff who were certified for medical interpretation. That's important because medical interpretation is very difficult. If you watch The Pit, they had that on recently. The hospital system who owned the facility has policies in place that family members, spouses, or friends can't interpret for patients due to liability issues and concerns with medical terms not being properly interpreted, and the possibility of family members and uh, etc. not interpreting anything medical. Staff, admin, or social work need to be communicated to the patient, and interpreters are also used for reassurance of unbiased interpretation. Also, yes, because you don't know if the family member is trying to gaslight somebody. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities there that could be bad. So it's important to have a third party interpret so that nothing gets messed up and the patient has all of the information that they need. I grew up with grandparents who spoke both Spanish and English, so I understand Spanish okay, but I'm not great at conversations. I often assisted with intake for patients starting treatments. We knew we had a Spanish speaking male in his 50s coming in to start treatment. We had referral records and listed adults as emergency contacts. One of the interpreters and I went along with one of the oncologists to the lobby to meet the patient. Now, with oncology treatments, we would see different situations with patients and their support systems. Sometimes spouses came with them, or it was another family member or friends. Interpreter identifies herself as interpreter to patient and introduces the doc and I to the patient. The woman with the patient identifies herself as his wife, and she tells us that she will be handling interpretations. We explained to her that the facility doesn't allow spouses or family members to interpret, and we state the reasons why. She got upset with us and said that other places allow her to interpret for them. Well, they shouldn't, because that's not ethical. She calls us a-holes and says we are purposely giving her and her husband a hard time and dragging things out. The doc asks her politely to let us do our job so intake can be handled, and we send him to one of the treatment rooms. The doc, through the interpreter, goes over the medical information. Since it's outpatient treatment center, we often had situations where patients would be dropped off for treatments and the person who dropped them would leave and then come back to pick them up. We always made sure we had the person's contact info in case of emergencies. Interpreter asks if his wife will be staying in the waiting room or leaving and coming back for pickup. Patient tells the interpreter that the woman he is with is a living girlfriend and they are not married. The woman flipped out at him and curses him out in Spanish, and she was pretty nasty. She got nasty with us, and the patient asked her to leave. She refused and was causing a huge scene, and the doc got fed up and called security escort to escort her out. It was fitting to see that. I did feel bad for the patient because his girlfriend was a loon. Luckily, she never tried to come back to the facility. Wow. Telling somebody you're his wife when you're his girlfriend? Like, I'm pretty sure he probably knew what she was saying and just waited to correct the record till later. Aerobic Tie says, that's the top rated comment. They say, textbook example of why the policy was needed. Exactly. This is the story you tell when people ask you, why do we need a third party interpreter? I can do it. Echo Drew answers, also translating medical technical terms into a different language is way different than just language and dangerous if done wrong. I'm an English speaker with a science degree who lives in a country with English as the dominant language. Sometimes I love a doctor speak to normal English translator. True that. Luckily, I have a doctor speak to normal language interpreter. She's a doctor. I also have a nurse and a nurse practitioner I can call on if I need. California Union Maid says, a woman questions policy, her own behavior demonstrates need for that policy and seen. Actually, they could do this on the pit. That'd be great. Hanging thread is their top rate comment. She says, we have the same policy the patient can't refuse because the medical staff has the right to know their instructions are being given to the patient correctly. However, when we have the scenario of a family assisting, we let them do it, but the interpreter stays and interrupts the conversation if they feel the translation isn't correct. She was literally lying about who she was. Murdered by Words, entitled Amazing New Technology. Is this an actual video? No. This is Bergman. When the sun goes down, solar produces zero electricity. Huffman, I want to enter into the record this is amazing new technology, and apparently the secretary is unaware of. It's a battery. 100%. These people have never heard of batteries. The crazy says, I'm fully aware of battery congressman, just asked my wife. Nicole Wolf says, this was a vibrator joke until I realized it was darker and twice as on point. Oh, he is a battery. Battery as a salt rather than battery as a storage device. That makes sense. Okay. Second top rated component is Pleasant Ad, and they say when the starter hormone goes down and gas and oil produce zero electricity. Yeah. And then somebody has to come in and say the U.S. is a net energy exporter thanks to fracking. Pleasant Ad answers, well, capitalism says otherwise. The prices go up and it is more profitable to sell on the international market, then there will be a lack of fuel of the exporter as well. Good point. Murdered him with your words. Soup Spelunker says when coal isn't on fire, it produces zero electricity. Soap in the pee hole says, I think you just discovered clean coal. Clean, beautiful coal. That was a competitor's joke, by the way. Somebody who's on this exact same time I am. I go back and watch him. He does not watch me, I guarantee it. He's much too busy. He's doing all the things, and I am not. I'm going to say this is Chisos Mountains. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. At Big Bend National Park. This is from Mobile. That's all it says is mobile. It's entitled "A Mess." The RV park was filthy and unmaintained, so unorganized. A tent in a 40-foot spot, a 40-foot trailer in a 10-foot spot. Go figure. Probably because the tent got there first, and it's first come, first serve. So if you want your 40-foot trailer in a 40-foot spot, you better get there early. We drove all the way down there. We were told no problem, plenty of room, a mess. The state park was very nice. The federal park was a mess. What is up with our federal parks? The gal that worked there said it was Trump's fault. Now you know what's up. Trump is up. I don't know why you're giving them a 1-star review for accurate information. Next is Traumatize Them Back. It is entitled TV Toast Tries to Be Sexist to an Actress and It Backfires. Shouldn't you guys seem to like my last post of Sofia Vergara answering back to that to a TV host? I thought making another post, this time it's actress Ana Milan, a well-known Spanish actress, and the TV host is the same one Sofia Vergara had. As many actors and singers do, Ana decided to write a book, and she was promoting that said book on the show. I don't know if it's a good book or a bad book, but that's beside the point. Here are the moments I found on the internet that I absolutely loved. TV host, you say in your book that it doesn't matter if a woman is a top model. It doesn't matter if she's not that attractive. It doesn't matter if she's 20, 40, or 50 years old. They have a problem, and a big one, and the problem is men. I don't know. Women's problems have always been men's problems. Some people in the crowd, mostly men, started booing her, and she turned to look at them. I don't know. Look. One of them is saying no with his hand. Is your girlfriend here? TV host said, let's get back on track. Anna's still talking to the audience member, right? She's at home, of course. She's sleeping so she can be rid of you for a while. She really doesn't like men. TV host, even if a woman has 5 new purses, she still has to buy another one. I don't have 5 new purses. And I certainly don't need another. I do need another one, actually, because the ones I have are not big enough and or too big for what I want. Anna says, incredibly important. TV host, why do we have to understand that nonsense? Anna, because we like those things. Come on, we must TV host. Yeah, and the children are throwing jars off tables and we don't let them. Anna says, they do throw them. They do. Host says, but we don't let them. Anna says, we, as in women, are already grown up. We earn our money, and with said money, we can buy as many purses as we want, don't we? The host just looked awkward at this moment. TV host, reading a passage of her book. You get more beautiful every day. And what if she gets more ugly every day? Anna says, and then you know what you have to do, right? She makes a motion to leave with her hands. Host, leave her? But how are you going to leave her? Anna says, because if you're with a woman each day she gets uglier, it means you're making her very unhappy. Otherwise, she'd be getting more beautiful. Anna, you have to. Host, why don't you buy a parrot the way you speak to it all day? That way you can speak to it all day. Anna, because they don't have a visa. They were talking about something another actress, whose name is Tony Acosta, gave Anna Milan. I guess it was a cloth or something because the adjectives they used. Anna, it's turquoise. TV host, then I guess we'll have to blame Tony Acosta about that. Anna, no, she gave it to me as a present with all the love in the world, and I've used it a lot. I told her it's weird, not ugly. Host, Anna, don't try to turn me against my friends. Host, all right. TV host, you're so weird. Anna, me? I'm the weird one in disbelief. Host, have you seen the book you've written? Anna, well, have you written a book yourself? Host, 8. Anna says, 8? Lang, I don't have any of them. What a crappy promo I made for you. Just to make it clear, 8 books are about different funny things or anecdotes children have said, and that's all. It was very satisfying to watch, to say the least. If you guys want, I can make another post at other times. Sofia Vergara shuts this guy's mouth on an interview. I would love to. Do it. This guy sounds like a jerk. Small, she says, such a great quote, because if you're with a woman every day, she gets uglier. It means you're making her very unhappy. Otherwise, she'd be getting more beautiful. Yeah, I like that too. Second top rated comment is from Desperate Owl, and it says, reminds me of the time Anne Hathaway had the interview for Batman, and they kept asking about how she fit in the leather outfit. And she was, this is the nth interview where they've asked the same question. Are you asking for advice? Same with Scarlett Johansson. Oh, sorry, Johansson. I keep forgetting that she pronounces the J. Same with Scarlett Johansson being asked The same question in the Black Widow movies, but it was after an actual question to Captain America. There was also the Russian cosmonaut woman who were asked about how they go so long without makeup or something stupid. I don't need makeup to live. I don't have makeup on right now. I never do. I don't make up. I make other things. Zesty Clothes Minute says, don't forget Mila Kunis, who shut down a Russian journalist that was being a jerk in Russian. Good for her. Third top rated comment is from Branch Unique and says, I love seeing strong, smart, powerful women shut down weak, dull, misogynistic bullies, aka alphas. They're bullies and they're alphas because they have low self-esteem. Prove me wrong. Next, what should I do? And is entitled Girlfriend Threatening a Relationship Over a TV Show. I've threatened a relationship over a TV show before myself. That relationship did not work out because that guy was too controlling. Like, if I want to watch a soap opera, I will watch a soap opera. You cannot stop me. You will not stop me because you will not be around. LT's not around. I've been watching and enjoying The Boys TV show since season 2 came out, and I've loved every second of it, including the new season was a popular opinion, I know, but today was watching the latest episode as I've been busy the last few days and I was unable to watch it. And she asked what I was watching. I proceeded to tell her the show, where she then researched it and discovered the high sexual content within the show. We all know that that's part of the show. And then proceeded to offer me an ultimatum, explaining either I stop watching the show or lose our 4-year relationship. Wow, we are 22. What do I do? How do I solve this where I keep them both? You don't. I love the show and my girlfriend, but I think banning me from a show is unfair. You're young and immature, both of you. She needs to do better, and you can do better. Fine Plant says, if your partner is giving ultimatums over a show, there are bigger issues at play here. Yes, exactly. Thick Wingness answers, indeed, leave relationship immediately. Genghis Khan says, indeed, is a terrible place to find love. Timothy says, 22, flush it, move on. Yeah, don't do your sunk cost fallacy on this one, dude. Just go. She's being silly. Just go. Justin says, the guy's right, flush it. You don't even need a plunger. Gigi's Kiss says, is a third top right comment. She says, banning you from a show is weird. What? No Original says, Grand Theft Auto 2. I played the 5th when it came out. I'm so gutted. Fine Plant says, leave her. Kyle Ismanu says, Opie, 25 years later. My wife of 20 years has given me an ultimatum, either her or the brown mustard. She says the brown mustard is an aphrodisiac and will make me cheat on her. My only 2 condiments allowed in the fridge are yellow mustard and ketchup. I lost my plant-based mayonnaise and Tabasco back in the great condiment crusade of 39. I love both my wife and my brown mustard. How do I solve this? Where do I keep them both? Dump her. She's a red flag. It's a TV show, for freak's sake. It's a TV show. It's not that important. They don't show all that much. I know people who won't let their spouses watch porn. I think it's silly. Like, it's not about you. It's just about things to do when you're bored. Or things to do when you're bored, or a lot of people use it as a stress relief. It's fine. Malicious compliance is the next one, and it's entitled, Manager said get creative with automating with AI. Not my story, a friend of mine. He works in IT and has a manager that has fully drank the Kool-Aid. He's been in pain forcing the staff to use AI whenever possible, even when it doesn't make sense. The mandate is even if it's faster to do it manually than with Claude, get Claude to do it. No, that is not efficient, sir. The staff is demoralized and quiet quitting, and the manager is oblivious to why. The malicious complaints come in when the manager told the IT staff to get creative with using AI for other tasks. It doesn't have to be just with coding. The company writes HIPAA compliant software, so the staff has to take the dumb online courses that force you to watch these videos and do quizzes that are super boring. So my friend had an idea. He pointed Claude at the site, logged in for it, and got the AI to do the course for him. It just used Puppeteer, a framework for pressing buttons and navigating web pages in code like a human would. To go through the test, watch all the videos, and take the test at the end, while my friend sat back and watched. During the biweekly scrum, the manager asked the staff how they were able to creatively use AI out of their coding tasks. My friend proudly announced he got it to do his HIPAA compliance test for him. The rest of the team laughed, and the manager ate his own words, having to admit that there are things that doesn't want AI doing for the team. Best part, the online course provider charges by the number of students who take the course, and the manager would have to lose face by buying another seat, so my friend is free and clear and doesn't have to take the certification again until next year, which he's hoping by then he'll find a better place to work. I find that hysterical. I wish I was clever enough to do stuff like that. I know at my last workplace there was a guy who would just take the test at the end and not bother with the watching the videos. I always watched the videos because it got me out of other work. I gotta take this test. Can you take over? Because we were sharing a job. There were two of us. We were doing the exact same things. We were just split the work. It didn't matter who did it, just that it was done. It's like, I gotta take this test. Can you? I put off taking my last one because it wasn't due until after I was quitting. Perfect scene is the top rated comment, and they say, quote from the mythical man month, mythical man month. I don't know what that is. No matter how many women you put on the job, it takes 9 months to make a baby. Some things need to be done by humans. Happy Wombat said, I still prefer to call the mythical mammoth. Oh, it's a mammoth and not man moth. He definitely wrote man moth. The mythical mammoth, because people don't even notice. It's a great book, and I can't wait for the LLM enhanced edition showing adding more LLM use also increases completion times. I'll have to look into that book, I guess. Shin says, amazing, but also if it's a legally required course, couldn't that potentially have the employee do it in a lot of trouble? Still perfect. On a side note, I was really hoping that another AI bot had written this just so we could have the absurdity of AI writing about AI. Yeah, but that probably doesn't make any difference because he's probably taken this test a million times. Not a million, but every year that he's been there. So if he's been there 2 years, he's taken it before. He wouldn't take it on the. He obviously was the first time he had to take it. Rage quitter of Europe. I don't normally use AI. Just out of interest, when that AI thing is watching a video, is it actually ingesting the video and audio stream, adding it to whatever its training is? Or is it basically clicking the play button and twiddling its robotic thumbs until the video is over without actually doing anything? Nail Mary says, if it's the latter, then that would be the most human thing it's ever done. It's exactly how I handled most of my years in corporate trainings. Right? Next, we have Evil Buildings. And it's entitled The Most Expensive Bond Villain Compound, $2 billion, currently in existence right now in the middle of the Mumbai slums. Is it evil? I don't know. It looks kind of cool. Some people would at least have shade on their balconies. At least part of the time. Looks like it's still being built. Yeah, see, this is scaffolding. It's still being built. It's going to look like that on the other side, too. See, you can see the cranes up here. It's still being built. So I don't know what they're complaining about. I think it looks kind of neat, actually. Watercast PSYOP says this is the place where Agent 47 starts the mission. Second typewriter comment is from Johnny Lovelace, and it says, I'm tripping or is this the Mumbai Tower? JDW breaks into in tenant. Buddha says, no, I thought it might be too, but it's not. Somebody says you can actually see this one in the tenant trailer, though. Their typewriter comment is from Nutmeg, and they say, it's really right in the middle of the slums. Wouldn't the richest family in India want to build their home in such a bad location? Psychedelic Spanner says, definitely not in the slums. Funny enough, it's on a road that's been dubbed India's Billionaire Row, and it's one of the most expensive streets. That said, there are slums practically any 5-kilometer radius in Mumbai mapped out pretty well. And Mumbai slums map. I'm guessing that the red is where the slums. Got a lovely national park over here, it looks like. And nobody lives anywhere else except on the coast. Very odd. So yeah, I don't think it's anywhere near those. It's on Billionaire Row. No. Next we have AITAH. AITAH are not donating for a sick kid which led others to doing the same. No, you're not obligated to donate to anyone. My 39 male husband, 35 male, has a big family and they're always in about each other's business and causing drama. I generally keep out of it and let him deal with it. This time I was dragged into it and it's all blown up. He has a cousin who is married to a twat of a guy. They have an 8-year-old boy. They're about to show and live outside their means. They're all about show and live outside their means. Everything is on finance, nice cars, luxury holidays, etc. Though the family grapevine, we have heard that they are about $80,000 in debt. He has a job that makes about $100,000 a year. We have never got on. There have been gay jokes, nothing too bad, but irritating. He also hates the fact that we both do extremely well for ourselves. Not to brag, but we have access to 7 figures in savings and investments. Good for you. Good job, guys. Family knows, but people on the outside have no idea. We live a quiet life, no flashy cars or Insta posts about our holidays. Last year, he came to a decent inheritance in the form of a $750,000 house and would not shut up about it. This is all relevant. Now to the issue. Unfortunately, one of their kids has become ill, extremely ill. Not going to die, but their life will definitely be more difficult. There's treatment available that might help, but it will cost around $250,000. They came to us and asked if we would pay for it. We said we would need to discuss it and ultimately went back to them and said this isn't something that we would do. This is not a phone call. He kicked us off calling us every name. It was not a phone call. He kicked us off calling us every name under the sun. Our reasons will become clear soon. After this, they put us on blast in the family group chat and on Facebook. We're getting calls and messages from people going in hard on us. This is when I messaged the chat and commented on their Facebook. I explained that if they could not afford it, that we would have helped. If they could not afford it, we would have helped. They have a paid off $750,000 house. I pointed out there's nothing stopping them from releasing some equity in the house, and this would pay for the treatment and clear their debt. Also, they don't even have to do that. Just live in the house. That would save them enough to pay it off. I mean, they might have to take a loan, but that's unfortunately that in the US it's not paid for. Their mortgage payments would be less than what they previously had paid in rent. I also pointed out that they could cancel their 2 upcoming $10,000 holidays and downgrade their cars. I said that I felt like we would be paying to maintain their lifestyle. As parents, they should be doing everything they can everything they should to help said kid. This is where there has been more name calling and dramatics, but most of the family now pivoted to our point of view. This has led some of them who previously promised money pulling out. We are being called monsters for not helping a sick kid. I don't think we are, but that's why we are here. AITAH. Top right comment is from Fire or Water Kai. People sure are generous with other people's money. NTA. Drown answers not just that, but some people sure feel entitled to other people's money. But you make so much more than I do and are so much more responsible than I am. Obviously, you should pay for it. Sexy Worm says, is a second Eyebright comment, and she says, imagine having a sick kid and instead of coming up with the money, you go on expensive holidays and expect other people to pay for your kid. Exactly. I wouldn't give them money either. Zombie Giraffe says, I had a pair of pretty well-to-do former coworkers send me a GoFundMe pay for their kids' tuition at an expensive private elementary school. That's wild. It was the first communication I had received from them in 5 years. And the public schools in the district they live in are pretty good. I don't think they would have any trouble paying for it themselves. They just wanted someone else to cover the bill. Wow. Beach Life has this third type rate comment, and they say, you didn't say anything that everyone else already thinking. The proof of that is when others are pulling out. You spoke the truth, and some people just never want to hear the truth. And that is the truth. Oh, shoot. There was an update. I missed it. We have an update. AITAH update. AITAH for not donating for sick kids, which leads others to doing the same. So it has been a crazy couple of weeks, so I thought I would update you all. First off, a lot of you were right. There was a lot more going on than anyone knew. There was something off about the whole situation, but the thing we knew is that the kid was sick. My husband saw a post on socials that his cousin's husband was out of town for the weekend. We decided to reach out to the cousin and see if she would meet us for coffee, and she did. She invited us around to their house. I know a lot of you say we were stupid to go around, but my husband had been close to this cousin growing up and just wanted to see if there was something that could be figured out. I was against it, but it was important to him. I didn't need to be there, but I'm going to be honest, I was there for the tea. Anyways, things were off in the house. I don't know how to describe it, but she seemed out of place in her own home, on edge. At first, I thought it was because we were there and the whole situation was awkward. After everyone was settled and we started talking, basically, uh, that we stand by what we said, but if we could help in other words that worked for everyone, we would. She broke down and it all came out. It turns out her husband has a gambling problem and the 80K was nowhere close to their debt. He had taken out $550,000 against the house as soon as he got it. This cleared what he owed to credit and some less than savory people. The problem is the gambling problem did not go away, surprise, surprise. It crept back up to the tune of 100K. Langing crazy. As predicted by some of you, the out-of-pocket treatment was not 250,000. It was closer to 125,000. He decided to double it and approach us to kill two birds with one stone, clear the debt, and pay for the treatment. Before I go any further, we are now paying for the full treatment directly to the hospital. Appointments are being made, and hopefully the little guy will start in the next few weeks. What we didn't predict and what nobody had any idea about was what else was going on in the household. I won't go into too many details because I would need to post trigger warning, but I'm sure you can figure that out. I have to say that I have said this family can be troublesome, but they rallied as soon as the flag went up. The cousin, her son, and all their personal belongings, documents were out of that house within 2 hours. There was not a trace of them left. I was impressed, and the family crap and dramas were forgotten. Something bad was going down. We moved both of them into our guest house, which is where they will be staying for the foreseeable future. Sunday night, the crap hit the fan. He came home to an empty house. His stuff was still there. She had blocked him on everything, so he started going around to the family members, kicking off. He was met with a wall of silence. Everyone denied all knowledge and anything and told them where to go. Told him where to go. The only place he couldn't get to was ours, so he couldn't get past security. We'd given him all his details and told him the situation and said that under no circumstances was anyone to be let through to visit us without calling and confirming with us. He showed up and made a scene but got nowhere. I think security enjoyed it. It's normally a pretty boring job. Sometimes you just need a little excitement in your job. A little bit of excitement. Maybe a bomb squad or something. The next thing we knew, we had police at our door. I think he had called the welfare check as a guest and knew they were here. We explained the situation. That went nowhere for him. She's talking with our lawyer, and then we'll be dealing with everything for her. The main thing is they are both safe, and her kid is getting the treatment that he needs. I know I shouldn't take any pleasure from this, but I do. I hate the guy. He will lose everything, and they have been missing their mortgage payments. The house will be out soon. Divorce will be happening, and there is an excellent chance of full custody for her. He is spiraling, and it would not surprise me if he messes up his job as well. So for now, everything seems to be under control. I don't expect any more updates unless he does something spectacular. Edit, there have been a lot of comments saying that he could be dangerous right now as he has nothing to lose. Well, he can never be 100% in a good position. He would need to get past 2 security checkpoints just to get to our front gate. The patrols that drive around 24/7, we have 5 dogs. Admittedly, 3 of them are useless, but we have a Doberman and a German Shepherd spend most of their time outside by choice. She has no desire to venture outside this right now. If she does, she will be with someone on high alert, just until the dust settles and we see how it lands. That's good. I'm glad that she feels safe where she's at. The lawyers are doing their thing in regard to the restraining orders, but I don't think we will know what is happening until next week. Thank you for your concern, but they are both now totally safe. That should be in best brother updates for sure. First operating comment is from What's Wrong with Folks? I don't know. I'm so glad that you and your husband decided to investigate further. Who knows where his cousin would have ended up with a husband like that. Good call for the child for the treatment, and I hope all goes well with he and his mother. Heal in no time. OP says, I feel like I had to say it in the post, but not gonna lie, I'm taking immense pleasure from this. Not what has happened to his cousin, obviously, but bringing this a-hole to his knees will bring me great joy. Foreign Primary says, this is also terribly sad. I'm sorry for the wife and child. Just to make your security system is functional. And make sure that you constantly update the security guard. He's a desperate man now, and desperate people do frightening and desperate things. Mrs. Jones is the third top-rated comment, and she says, hopefully that attorney can do something with the debt that doesn't fall on her. I doubt this nightmare is over for her. Wishing the best for the little guy. OP says it won't be a problem money-wise. Things should be close to balancing out. There will just be nothing left. We will be helping them get back on their feet. My husband was looking for therapists today for both of them. Good. This guy has a great husband, by the way. I expect them to be here for a couple of years. She talked about some courses she can take. Even though it reeks of nepotism, we will create a job for her so she can start building her confidence back up when she's ready, of course. Oh, that's so nice. Nothing wrong with good nepotism. Next, we have neighbors from Hamilton is entitled The Clampetts Moved In Next Door. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Clampetts. They're a little loud, but other than that, they're nice people. We live in a quiet middle-class neighborhood with no HOA, and honestly, for 20-plus years, it's been great. Friendly neighbors, people minding their own business, peaceful evenings in the backyard, grilling or gardening. Late last year, our long-term neighbors had to move because of health issues, and a young couple bought the house. Their parents live there too. Since then, it has been an adjustment. Every single day, the mother sits in the backyard, chain smoking and screaming and cursing at their dog from sunrise to sunset. That's annoying. That's annoying. Go inside. Go inside and shut up. Her voice sounds like she gargles gravel and unfiltered malls for breakfast. The dog ignores her completely naturally. Then came the projects. Within the last week alone, 2 completely rusted out car trailers appeared in the backyard because apparently they're planning to fix them up and resell them. Today, a camper showed up for the same reason. Meanwhile, random car parts are just piling up everywhere because the wife keeps backing into things and they replace the damaged parts with junk junkyard finds. I mean, that's a way to replace them. I know people who do that. It's fine. I can understand why he doesn't like the things piling up in the backyard. Old hatchback doors, bikes, buckets, debris everywhere. The yard's starting to look like a loading screen for rural scrapyard simulator. Today, one of their friends drove across our grass side yard through our driveway to turn around. Absolutely not. Put up a fence. You don't have an HOA, you can put up a fence. That was bad. Today, one of their friends, and the noise, good Lord, they don't speak to each other, they yell. Even standing 3 feet apart. Add in loud country music, barking dogs, kids splashing in the pool, and constant backyard commotion, and our peaceful little backyard oasis is basically gone. Ironically, the kids are actually sweet. One little girl came over chatting with me. She was adorable. So I can't even fully hate the situation. This is mostly just a rant because I know there are worse neighbor horror stories out there, but watching a quiet, well-kept home transform into Sanford and Son under 6 months is testing my spirit a little. Uh, Putin says, just because you don't have an HOA doesn't mean the rules laws can't be enforced. Look into your local noise ordinance and what they say about cluttered properties, since those can become hazards. Wandering Girl says fire hazards, rodents, chemicals, limit number of vehicles, all hazards. Cat Augusta says sorry, but they used to live next door to me. The day the for sale sign went up was the best day of my life. Opie says you could have warned me at least. Cal Augustus answers, uh, I didn't want you to warn them off moving. They like to start fires, so maybe they'll burn their own house down. Shashel says, even without an HOA, the county, city, or other municipality likely has uses standards which they will enforce. That's true. Speckled Chip says, yep, ours has rules about how long vehicles, trailers can stay in one spot without moving. Same with gear and parts. Invite Amazing says, big fences make good neighbors. Sorry, Snuggie says, honestly, yeah. At some point, you just stop hoping they'll magically become considerate and you'll just focus on protecting your own space. Fences exist for a reason. Yeah, them moving again cannot come too soon. Next is Found Satan. Yeah, this guy is terrible. Man arrested for faking heart attack 20 times at restaurants to avoid paying bill, reports say. Georgie says he has the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible as sentencing. Mephisto says it would be even more ironic if he actually had a heart attack at his sentencing. Jackie Torrance has a second top right comment, and she says, the irony being there is no place in Vegas called Heart Attack Grill where you get a free meal if you're over 350 pounds and willing to weigh yourself in public. Seems less effort than this guy. Writer Girl says, that sounds like kind of like a main character out of the book Choke by Chuck Palahniuk. Sozy Rogberry says, my first thought as well. Now we have Just No Mill, and it is entitled She Thinks Glass is Magnet and Had a Meltdown at Our Induction Stove. She thinks glass is magnetic and had a meltdown at our induction stove. That's funny. All right, I have very little brain right now, so this will be short and I don't have all the details. Sorry. Got into a big fight with her wanting an induction stove. I want an induction stove. Our old oven exploded. Yeah, it literally went kaboom. And it was time for a new one. I said I'd love an induction stove this time and said it would be much safer, especially around my little boiler room. She lost her crap and said, well, you only say that because you're scared. And I said, excuse me, what do you mean by that? You're just scared that there would be more fires. Fires are a part of life and are normal and expected. No, ma'am. They are not normal nor expected. If they were expected, people wouldn't have insurance in case they happen. And insurance wouldn't exist if they were expected because insurance doesn't insure expected things. Context: my wife had three major stove disasters. One was an Airbnb where she left the gas on. One one was when she left it on at the old house, and more recently she put the blender on the stove and turned on the wrong burner. Your wife needs to be checked out because that's not normal. I said, that's called learning from experience and it's safer. There's no problem with it being safer. It's fine. Then she said, oh, yeah, I bet she just can't use it then. So you're getting it because you don't want her to use it. What? What? It actually says, what? She thinks induction stoves are touchscreen only, would not hear me say otherwise. What? I really don't remember how it ended up, but I was pretty pissed. Fast forward a week, and we do have our new induction stove. It seems like a great idea of stove choice for your wife because she's not safe. Seems great. Just installed, no needing to test. Installer says we just need to verify the stove works. So, do you have any compatible dishes or anything? We did not, unfortunately. They were coming the next day. My mother in law gets up and says glass should work. No, no, mother in law. We have told you how many times induction works. It's essentially a freaking magnet, and glass is not magnetic. Holy crap. So, if you are aware, an induction stove works with the magnets and it heats up really fast. But it only heats up where the proper cookware is set. And the proper cookware has to be magnetic for it to work. I have like a steel, like actual steel, uh, will work. Aluminum will not work because aluminum is not magnetic. I have my set of pots and pans, but if I get an induction stove, which will be my next stove, will be an induction stove. They also don't make as big a mess if something spills because it's not heating places where it's not at. Um, so on my next stove, I will have to replace one of my pots. I have tested them already. I have tested them already. One of my pots does not have enough material, magnetic material in it for the induction to work. I will just replace that one pot. My other ones are fine, and I love them. They're great. They get clean every time. Allie Cam says, "LOL, your mother-in-law is crazy, and your wife is a fire fire hazard." Geez, I wonder how the boy will turn out. Hopefully, like that. Significant son is the second top-rated comment, and they say, "Huh? So your wife has trouble remembering to turn the gas stove off, and her mother's reaction is fires, and her mom's reaction is fire is normal. Gee, I wonder who taught your wife to cook and operate a stove, and neglected to teach her about the dangers. Fire is not normal. At the best of times, it's worthy of respect. At the worst, it's volatile and destructive. Maybe your mother-in-law cooked over an open flame all her life in a log cabin, but I doubt it. She sounds terminally stupid and uh, in the way of folk who earn themselves Darwin Awards. Frankly, the attitude she has is a wonder she has lived long enough to have an adult child marry, let alone become a grandparent. I say let her do her little experiment with the glass. Let her do it. She'll learn. Your mother-in-law did your wife no favors. Sounds like no one was seriously injured in your wife's previous unintentional forays into normal fire. So you have to cut your losses and count your blessings that are working with what you have. A perfect pragmatic situation solution all around. The next separate comment is, how old are y'all? Too old for that. Maybe not smart enough. Old enough, but not smart enough. Next, we have Petty Revenge and is entitled Delivery Driver Blocks City Street for 25 minutes during rush hour. He returns to get the money he was told he dropped, waits 25 minutes just to be told there's no such money. Weird. Last week, a delivery driver for a big construction company parked his truck in the only driving lane on a big city street and proceeded to make his delivery. The bus I was on was unable to reroute, streets too small for bus to turn. And then car after car also got caught in the jam. Bus driver and then some resident all yelled at him. He can't park in the only driving lane. He yelled and said he's allowed because he's making the delivery. I got the name of the company and the truck ID slash license. Originally thought I was just going to make a call and tell the company, but I knew nothing would be done. So I called the company headquarters and said in a friendly old man, kindly in a kindly old man voice, I'd seen a driver take date, time, location, truck ID, and drop a significant amount of cash, and that I'd like to return it to the driver. They made some calls, and eventually the guy calls and says, "Thanks for finding the cash." We set up a time to meet back in the city where he lived slash worked about 30 to 45 minutes away. I gave him the address of the rec center down the block from my house so I could watch his arrival. Once he got there and texted to that good Samaritan, I said I was picking up a prescription and he waited. Could he wait a bit longer? I see him get out of the car, smoke, and probably think of how he's going to spend the $1,800 he never dropped. Wait, I thought you said $25. I'm confused. After about 25 minutes and a few apology texts, I tell him I'm inside the rec center. He gets out of the car and goes inside. Several calls ensue and I don't answer. He walks back to the car and texts that I saw him, but I was on the other side of the rec center using crutches so I couldn't catch him. He walks back inside, gets several more calls and texts. Now he's getting pissed. He stomps back to his car and I call him. Now using my real voice, I tell him, "Sorry, man, I know waiting sucks. Remember that delivery you made on such and such street on Monday? Well, I was in the bus, I had to wait for you, and now you just waited for money that was never real. And by the way, I'm watching you from my house right now, you fat a-hole." He turned so bright red I can see it. He calls and text threads several times, all to a burner phone I got special for the occasion, but I don't reply. The last few days I've called him from a hotel lobby guest phone just to tell him to leave a voicemail that he should never ever block the street, and I hope he didn't need the money. Healthy Ladder says, "Well done." There was no money. Why did you think there was money? Natter Putin says, "Damn, this is a clever way to get back at someone." Firebird is the third separate comment. They say, "Oh, this was so much fun to read." That was a good romp. That was a good romp. Next, we have expectation versus reality. See, I'm in a good mood today. Singing again. Uh, they ran out of butterflies at Walmart. So this is what they expected. And it's Walmart. It's probably going to be okay. They ran out of butterflies, so they gave her that. That is nice. Happy birthday, Sylvie. I hope your day was great because that cake is amazing. They ran out of butterflies, but it still turned out pretty and tasted amazing. It's from Walmart. Astronomer Secure says, "I love the pipe flowers in the reality version much better than the printed lower border on the model cake." Perfect Drug answers, "I agree. The real one looks much nicer than the model cake." I don't know. I think they both look pretty cool. I would like the butterflies. Creative Artist says, "Sorry, we ran out of butterflies. In return, let me pipe the entire base just as good as the top." Effective Pie says, "I'm impressed with the Walmart bakery items I have seen here. My next cake will be from there." Adventurous Place says, "I own a small restaurant group and we always lose our best pastry chefs to either Walmart or Publix grocery stores. They really recognize the need for talented people and will pay well over top dollar to get the best in there. People that have worked for them have true passion for their career and it shows." This is about the only thing Walmart does well. Erratic Dragman answers, "Knowing Walmart, this is step one. Build an appealing product by attracting the best people and paying them well. 2, put all the competition out of business or on life support. 3, cut pay and staff to the bone. 4, coast on goodwill and low prices, the high point and flat competitive landscape." Sandy Goddick answers, 5, raise prices and lower quality and keep getting the customers even just once or twice who remembered it when it was great. Jellyman is me answers, step 6, rinse and repeat. That sounds about right. Okay, this is your spiel for the week. It's going to be a weird one. Please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. If you want a notification closer to the time, Snapchat, right? The link is in the bio. Follow me on Snapchat. I will add you to the biddies, and you'll get a notification. I'm thinking about doing 2 on there. Let me know how you feel about that. One when I set it up, and one shortly before I go on live. Just as a reminder. That seems to be the fast one that actually, like, immediately will tell you what's going on. Snapchat. What else? I don't know. Did it rain on you on Sunday? It rained on somebody on Sunday, I heard. I heard it rained on somebody and ruined their birthday. And I'm not even sad about it. If you know, you know. Next, we have our real estate section. It's entitled "Major Case of Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover," and this is in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, so this is interesting. Does not look like a house. It looks like a factory or shop or something. I assume it's this one here. It is almost $3 million, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 700 square feet, 7,000 square feet. That's a lot of square feet for 4 bedrooms and 4 baths only. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice dining area. Interesting artwork. Beautiful. A little too fancy for my taste, but beautiful. Oh, another dining area. Is that a bar and this is the kitchen, or what? I'm confused. There's the kitchen. Okay. I do not want everyone seeing what's in my refrigerator. I'm sorry. Well, these are the refrigerators. Maybe those are just drink coolers. Or wine keepers. I don't mind it. In another space, those cabinets would be way too dark, but it works in a giant space like this. What's that? Any ideas what that is? What is that? I don't know what that is. I've never seen anything like that. What is it? They bonbons? Oh, it's a candy counter. How cute. They have a candy counter and a popcorn machine. I want a popcorn machine. I told my daughter-in-law again I was getting a popcorn machine for the basement. That's so cute. If I could find a pop machine really cheap, I might put that on there too. I know how to run one. I've done it before. Nice. Interesting that I have candles in the fireplace is weird. I'm sorry. Does the fireplace not work? Holy cow. Nothing like growing trees in your dining area. That's the 3rd dining area we've seen. Oh, is this like an indoor pool area? I am so confused. I'm so confused. Another fireplace. Nice. Another fireplace. How many fireplaces are in this joint? That looks lovely. I still think the weird trees are weird joints. But they do take up space and make it more intimate looking, I guess. is that supposed to be? Is it just a fountain? I'm confused. Is it a hot tub? I don't know. I really wish that realtors would put captions on their pictures. Another fireplace in the bedroom. That is cool. Different bedroom, different fireplace. Is it? Maybe I'm wrong. It could be the same room. It goes out into the. I don't like how the bedroom goes right out into the living area. I want a hallway. Sorry. That bedroom have any windows? I don't see any windows in there or an egress. That would not be legal in my state. Look at the giant closet. That's insanity. I don't have enough stuff to fit in there. Holy cow, do they have enough shoes? My husband says I have too many shoes. He has no clue. Nice bathroom. Interesting. Open, completely open. That's wild. I would get that everywhere. Looks like very clean too. Why is there a crab in the bathroom? It's funny. There's also a naked woman in there. Just telling you, guys, if you want some interesting artwork. Naked woman is in more than one place. There's also a guy over there. I don't know why. Another bedroom with no egress. That would not be legal in my state. My state is very, very, very like, you have to have an escape in case of a fire. That looks like a sauna. There's a one-car garage. Oh, yeah, more than one. More than one garage. Interesting. Garage, mudroom, atrium. So that is some kind of pool. Private bedroom. Yeah, there's no egress, no windows or anything in any of these rooms. I wouldn't like that. That would not be good. I said it was 4 bedrooms. I only see 2 bedrooms. So 2 bedrooms, a media room, a dining room, family room. Claimed 4 bedrooms. Where's the other bedrooms? Oh, there's an upstairs. Or downstairs, I don't know. Where the other 2 bedrooms are. With no windows at all. Don't like that. That does not feel safe to me. That does not feel safe at all. This is in Chicago, Illinois. $2,899,000. It's been price cut by 100,000. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 70,000 square feet. Built in 1927. I have a feeling this was not meant as a home. There are no windows. There can't be any windows because it goes right against the next buildings. Alice and Victoria has transformed a historic Lotus building into a Parisian-inspired live-work sanctuary in Logan Square West. Kitchen is a chef's dream, featuring a custom marble sink, oversized marble cabinet, niche, equipped with top appliances, Thermidor micro drawer oven, 2 full-size wine fridges, a decor wine dispensing unit. Maybe that was the weird thing I saw. A Mealy espresso machine, 6-inch double oven range, full-size refrigerator, and freezer columns, a dishwasher all by Blue Star, cozy theater room. It must have been a wine dispenser because it was right next to the wine. That's weird. I'm sorry, I've never seen anything like that. Mudroom with an infrared sauna and 2 separate heated garages. Yeah, but you can only fit 1 car in a piece. Ensuite bedroom is expansive with a spacious wet room, but no windows. So don't expect to look outside ever. I don't see how this can be a house. There's no egress. It's wild. But I guess there are other ware homes. This is more like a ware home. It's me is the top rate comment says, isn't this Alison Victoria's dream home that she redid and was never leaving? I don't know that I trust it not to collapse. Marvelous Vaingloria says, I think she's been trying to sell it for a year or two, for a while now. She thought she mentioned trying to sell it on her show last year. And Saron says it's been on and off the market for 2 years. Grendelsaw says, that's pretty fabulous. The lack of windows would get to me, though. Yeah. Lucky 33 says, it would. I have a place like this. Had a place like this, had a ton of skylights in Chicago, and eventually it starts to feel like you are in a cell and only allowed to look up so you can kind of get a sense of the day. I love that place, but it will eventually throw you off a little. That kitten lady said, that's what I was thinking, but then it doesn't look like there's anything worth looking at in the neighborhood. Slitmer says, not much to look at, but this is one of the more desirable neighborhoods in Northwest Chicago. I mean, my niece lives in Chicago. Her place is much way nicer than that. It has windows and a yard. Pumpkin carving is fun. Says, so dope. I would have fake abandoned store as my foyer to make it transition inside even more jarring. That's funny. I think I would need at least, now in cruise ships and the interior cabins, they have like full wall length monitors essentially that show the ocean while you're in there. A view of a camera from outside. I would at least want something like that to pretend I was, looking outside. My whole house has like $40,000 worth of windows in it, so I think windows are half of the house cost, honestly. It has so many windows, and they're huge. Some of them are huge. They're either huge or they're normal sized, and there's a lot of them. I like watching the little baby deer play outside. Next, we have Am I the Jerk, and is entitled AITJ because my future wife expects her future husband and me to pay 100% of the bills. I'm engaged. My fiance told me today she expects me to pay 100% of the bills after marriage and to give her $500 a monthly allowance too. She will keep her savings totally for herself. That's not how marriage works, ma'am. That's not how a partnership works. Her income is approximately the same as my income. So I said we should share the burdens of paying this woman. No, don't marry her. You deserve better. Even if you want the stay-at-home mom, you deserve better. At least they'll contribute. Her income is approximately the same as my income, so I said we should share the burden of paying bills and supporting the family. I said that was how it was with my mom and dad, my grandma, grandpa, and great grandma and grandpa married in the 1930s. Both worked, both paid bills, and shared household chores. A partnership. She said, my family is weird, and that's what's wrong. A man should be 100% of the buyer. She should buy. She wants to be a trad wife. She should find a trad guy. That is crazy. Either management is the top rate comment, and they say this woman is doing the dance of several 7 red flags here. She's telling you what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine too. Run. Do not pass go. Do not let her collect $200. Edit to add TJ. One milk one milky leaf says, she's telling you what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine too. That's a quote. I actually have somebody like this in my life too. I buy all the food, I'll pay all the bills, and have to entertain her whenever she decides she's bored. She's only willing to be touched on her own term, even a hug is not okay. Even with this, I'm still never doing enough to her satisfaction. She's always nagging and whining. Still, love conquers all, so we stay together still for better or for worse. Oh, and did I mention she's also my dog? I figured. I figured it was the dog, like almost right off. Pretty Surround says this is the only scenario where such arrangement should be considered. Blad Rack answers unless it's a cat and substantial emotion answers or a toddler. Yeah, kids and pets, but not spouses. Even when I stayed at home, I did not get $500. I contributed to the household by taking care of the kids and saving that money. I did not make demands on my husband. I still don't. And when I was working, the money all went in one pot and came out. So it was equal. Grubby Hippie is the second typewriter comment. Says, I say this as a 59-year-old woman, wrong young man. She is going to make some young man very miserable in the future. Don't let it be you. It's Cat Picks Time answers, let's be clear, this is financial abuse. Maybe it says only if he allows it. He will never make enough for her, especially when she quits her job without discussion. That hair, those nails don't pay for themselves, you know. And we all know she shouldn't have to cook or clean or do laundry. Exactly, that's her plan. Interesting Wing says, time to rethink this relationship. Yes. 100%. I'm going to do the fourth top rated comment because, oh, maybe I'm not. Oh, that was an answer to that one. Never mind. All right. Next we have signs of the story. And here's the sign. Come on. Come on, Flavor. You can do it. It's just very complicated. Well, you should know, beware, beware, beware about this house for sale. Septic tank must be replaced, $15,000. Slab is broken in half through the middle of the dining room and can't be fixed. Anything can be fixed. Add-on room is over the septic tank, causing tank to stink and must be removed to fix the situation. Who puts a building over a septic tank? That reminds me, I got to call about septic tank emptying. Kitchen is sinking and there is no working plumbing in the house. It is on a floodplain and has flooded 4 times. People have died in this house and the cemetery destroyed outside the back door. Wow. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Yeah, there's got to be a story there. Ricky from Scotland says at that point, just knock it down and rebuild. No, you do not want to rebuild on floodplain. Bernadette Mithril is the second top rated comment. She says, so it's smelly, unlivable, and haunted. All good to know. Hard pass. Global Pickle says, I lived in a house like that, built in 1905 in Louisiana. It was raised, though, kept needed to be raised again because half the plumbing didn't work. Septic system was directly underneath the house and below water level. Everything in Louisiana is. But I couldn't make modifications to it because it was historic and my town's first church with a full graveyard overgrown with trees. When we purchased our house next to the realtor informed us it was going for so little because somebody had died in the house that me and my wife laughed so hard at her visual confusion. Next is Server Life and is entitled I Made the Lady's Last Ever Margarita. My restaurant is right across from our city's hospital, so we have visitors slash family of the patients eating lunch or just drinking at the bar. Today I had a gentleman come in and have a couple of drinks at the bar. Before I closed him out, he told me that his mother was in hospice right across the street and if there was any way for me to make her a margarita and put it in a styrofoam cup so he could take it to her. So I did. I made it a double and rung it up as a small, which is significantly cheaper than the regular medium one. For those questioning the legality of it, I don't know if it was. All I know is that it very well could have been her last boozy drink, and that is my confession. And at OMG, I wrote this before going to bed thinking it would get lost in the sea of posts, but it didn't. Thank y'all for your kind words and awards. Somebody said in the comments, legality doesn't equal morality. That's true. It was so nice and sad at the same time. I would do that. I really hope the lady enjoyed her drink, and hopefully one day, if we are ever in the same situation, we too get a nice double shot margarita before we go. Once again, thanks for everything. Okay, this one has a not safe for work content, and I'm putting an sexual assault warning on it, so be warned. This is heavy. This is from Confession and is entitled "Guy Who Essayed Me Got Both Legs Amputated. I don't have any remorse." Trigger warning for mentions of sexual assault in the backstory. At the beginning of last year, my husband and I separated. We ended up being able to reconcile in September, October, and I started seeing this guy. We'll call him G. We would sleep together, but also spent time going places like park or just walking around. G spent the night one night, and I told him I'm going to bed. Good night. This apparently was not good enough for him, and without going into details, I was assaulted. I texted my little sister asking her to call me with a fake emergency so I could leave. But I didn't know what to do, and I was in full panic mode, so I just went to my husband's and told him everything and broke down. I have a history of being essayed because my childhood wasn't the most stellar. But for some reason, when G said sorry, and he didn't know I wasn't into it, despite clear indicators and my initial request to sleep, I took it as a solid apology. Don't. This guy knew what he was doing. Eventually, I was able to cut ties when my therapist asked me why I felt the need to invalidate my trauma for the comfort of others after I complained of nightmares. I never reported it because other instances of assault I've reported follow up on were not never were followed up on, and I knew this would be no different because that's how they do. This is why assault is not reported. For those of you who don't understand. Husband and I were able to reconcile our marriage after some communication and therapy still ongoing, although my nightmares would cause me to get violent and wake him. On to now. I haven't heard from G in months. He's blocked and I don't run in the same circles as him. I've been going to therapy and fighting to get my sense of safety in the world. Someone who is friends with G, who also works with my husband, small town news travels. So my husband found out and told me that G got both of his legs amputated. When I found out, I laughed. I haven't had nightmares about him since. Oh, that's good. That was healing for you. I'm glad. I have a very religious family tell me I was wrong for my reaction. I was told to forgive G. I refuse. No, the religious people are told to forgive every time, and perpetrators get away with everything because of it. No, you don't have to forgive. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. I refuse. I wholly believe this is what G deserves, and I feel like for once in my life that justice has been done, and I don't feel bad about that. Good. You shouldn't. You're not with him. He doesn't know that you don't forgive him or that you laughed. It's not affecting him at all. Edit to add, I didn't leave my husband for G. I left him because the relationship became mutually toxic. He cheated. I didn't want to come home until we both had received individual and couples therapy. And it had taken some time for me our own people again. And his drinking, which had become a problem, had lessened. He should stop drinking altogether. I left for me, and when we and our therapist felt we could live together and continue working on our problems, I moved back home. I have no idea why G's Yep, legs were amputated. Never got any details on that. Me nor my husband asked. When I say I don't feel any remorse, it's not because I'm responsible for G's amputation, but rather because of the perceived wrong that was my gleeful reaction. For those saying I feel bad for my husband, he's pretty happy now that we are working toward being a cohesive family unit and having fry bread hookup again. Thank you for all the encouraging, funny, and supportive responses. I wish karma and justice for everyone who had to deal with abuse at the hand of others. Typewriter comment is from Sad Rip, and they say roller skate past G's house. Oh, he says she has the roller skates to do that. Same Tin Ho says, send roller skate as a gift. I hope you remember when you use it. Oops, I forgot that you have no legs to use it. Somebody said foot powder. Evening Trouble says, I'd be celebrating. Hopefully the nightmares are over forever. LP says, I hope so too. I have a few things to work on, though, in relationship being assaulted before this instance, but I'm learning really good stress tolerance and mindfulness tools that help me in panic less. That's good. I'm glad. Third typewriter comment is from Leah Hall. It says, not exactly a stand-up guy, is he? Yes, I'm laughing. This guy's an assaulter. I don't care. People who assault other people are not all that. Sorry. Especially sexual assault. Because that is never deserved for any reason. Next is interesting AF and is entitled The Cat Discovered Sunlight and Didn't Understand Why It Suddenly Felt Hotter. This is not a cat. This is a kitten. There's no sound. I do have the sound on. It's so cute. The kitty is so cute. I want to watch it again. The little kitty cat. I wonder if she's batting at the little specks of dust. It's so funny. It's thundering outside, so if I disappear, it's because the power went out again. Top-rated comments, Space Fox says it's playing with the particles that are only visible through the beam. Yes, that is true. Dropped Lasagna says particle cat, swatting dust bits, and particle cat. Next is from Am I the A-hole? And it's entitled AITA for sitting on public toilets and not telling my boyfriend. I feel like we already had this one. I feel like we already did that one. I'm not going to read it. Next is entitled I Don't Work Here Lady. And next is from I Don't Work Here Lady. And it is entitled I am a bagger at a store and that famously doesn't bag your groceries. So it's Aldi. If you have an Aldi, you're probably aware that two of their cost saving measures are making you return your own cart, Aldi quarter, and making you bag your own groceries. The cashiers sit down and fling your items rapid fire into your cart, and then you're on your own. This is how that works. Yes, and yes, they get to sit down, and good for them. I'm glad. My Aldi also has a self checkout, so does mine. And sometimes I use the cashier, and sometimes I use the checkout. And I had a really good cashier a couple of weeks ago. I probably mentioned it on the show. She put the cold stuff in one corner, all the cans on one corner, all the boxes in one corner, all the refrigerator stuff in one corner. It was nice. It was nice, and I complimented her. Recently, I was at the self-checkout with my wife and kids. She was scanning and I was bagging. To be clear, we were in the self-checkout and I was bagging, the thing employees do not do. I was also dressed fairly artsy that day. I had on loose hand-dyed pants and a black top and a big Art Deco earrings. I don't remember exactly what the Aldi's employee wear, but I'm pretty sure it was a generic dark polo and slacks. I have never noticed what the Aldi employees wear. They do have a vest that they wear, I believe. A man in his 50s came up to me and asked, "Is anyone in the office?" I was so caught off guard that I just stared at him for a full 15 seconds because I wasn't sure what he was asking me. I don't even mean to make it awkward for him. I managed to say, "I don't work here." He immediately looks embarrassed and says, "Oh, I thought you were helping bag," and then takes off in the direction of the office. At least he wasn't rude, but it was a weird assumption. Yes, I'm helping someone in self-checkout bag at the store that doesn't bag for you. That makes perfect sense, random man. It definitely wouldn't be a normal shopper bagging for her family. That would be strange. Red Bucket's not great to comment, and they say, at least he was cool about it. I had someone at the thrift store follow me around for 10 minutes, apparently because she was sure I was work there and was lying to her. I finally got her to go away by picking out a woman's nightgown, holding it up to myself, and then going to the changing room for a minute. I'm a middle-aged dude. Sometimes the comments are better than the post. I think anyone that judgy would be a bigot and leave me alone or start preaching at me. Glad it was the four. Common Parsnip answered, I like your style. And Feeling Invite answered, to quote the Doors, people are strange when you're a stranger, people are strange when you're alone. Parker Hallam says, we should all be wearing a low vis vest that says, I don't work here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. I was accosted in the store the other day because somebody worked there because I had a lanyard on. I do not have a big blue vest, Miss Lady at Walmart. Mean Man Detroit says, people are weird sometimes. Playful Profession says, I'm weird all the time. Playful Profession, come play with us. Come play with us over here at Biddy Bunch. Next we have Overheard, and it is entitled Sorry. I overheard my roommate and his girlfriend argue in the living room while I was awkwardly standing in the kitchen waiting for the toaster. Roommate, at least let me drive you home. Girlfriend, no thanks, I'll Uber. Roommate, I said I was sorry. Girlfriend, why? Roommate, what? Girlfriend, why are you sorry? Roommate, I don't know what you want me to say. Girlfriend, I just want to say that you're sorry for Kevin. Are you sorry for wearing a turtleneck to bed? Are you sorry for nodding in silence when I said I love you? Are you sorry for yawning during sex? You said you're sorry, so tell me what you're sorry for. Roommate, I don't know, I'm sorry. Girlfriend, I cannot with you. Oh, that sounds like a breakup waiting to happen. Is he Ethan? Because he seems like Ethan. Is he Ethan Plath? Gullible Wine Bar says, I want to hear more about this turtleneck. Darlington says, me too. I would also like a look at Kevin's neck. A turtleneck in bed, very odd choice. Appreciative Lad says, yeah, I think he was hiding something. A hickey. Of course he was. What else would he be doing wearing a turtleneck to bed? The Lulu for Drama says, so he's wearing a turtleneck and yawning in bed. I think it's past sorry. Their typewriter comment is from Full Extensions, and she says, or they say, I think it's a guy actually. He says, sorry you're mad at me. Oily Pop says, that's a bingo. Yep. We have another not safe for work. Uh, and this is probably gross. So just be warned. This is gross and it's about a teenage boy, I assume. So this is probably really gross and you might not want to listen to it. I gave you a fair warning. It's from True Off My Chest and is entitled, My coworker has no idea what he used Pringles can, has no idea I know what he used Pringles can for as a teen. My husband and I have been married for a little over a decade. We live in the same state my whole life. But my husband grew up halfway across the country before moving here as an adult. Over the years, we've shared plenty of stories about the people we knew growing up. One story my husband E told me early in our marriage involved a guy from his neighborhood we'll call B. Apparently, when they were teenagers, B pulled E aside. I don't like this. We're going to name him Eddie and Bernie. Bernie pulled Eddie aside and shared what he claimed was a great fapping trick involving a Pringles can and a microwave banana peels, ensuring him felt just like the real thing. Did Bernie know what the real thing felt like? Maybe Bernie didn't know. Maybe Bernie was joshing. Ever since that story, Bernie has occupied one single spot in my brain, Pringles and banana peels guy. So anytime Edward mentioned Bernie's family, I'd immediately think, wait, this is the sister of that Pringles can guy. Fast forward to a few months, my company announced a new hire with the same first and last name as Bernie. They posted his photo and I sent it to Edward, and he confirmed that it's the same guy. Since then, I've met Bernie and introduced myself as Edward's wife. We talked a few times about what a small world it is. He's a perfectly nice guy. What Bernie doesn't know is that for more than 10 years, I've known him exclusively as the guy who claimed a Pringles can and microwave banana peels felt just like the real thing. So now I see him around the office. We chat occasionally. Everything is normal. But in my head, he'll always be Pringles can and banana peels guy. Okay, that could have been worse, to be honest. It could have been worse. It's the funniest. Pringles can and microwave banana peels, guys. Somebody do this and let me know. Do this and let me know how it went. Comment, put it in the chat. I gotta know. Maybe I'll make the husband do it. A Naked Times says start calling his wife Pringles. Second top comment is from Sir Mother Chucker. And he says, as a former tea myself, that's not the weirdest thing I've heard. I've got my own stories that you couldn't waterboard on me. I'm sure that's true. Timmy says, now don't everyone go out and buy Pringles and bananas at the same time. Oh, next we have what do I do? And is entitled went on one date with a guy and now he's harassing me. I don't think we need to even read the things. Never thought I'd be one to make a post, especially as my first, but here we are. I downloaded Bumble because I decided it was time to get back out there and matched with a guy, and things were going pretty good. We went on a date and planned another. After some time, I began to feel as though he was becoming pushy, and it made me uncomfortable. Pushy is a red flag, always. Things ended, and now he's making new numbers and accounts to harass me. Any advice? Update, I did go to the police, and they advised me to do a couple of things better for my safety. For those asking, he does not know where I live, just a general area since we met in the middle of our date. It was about 2 hours from where I'm located. Irony is my life says report to Bumble and then the police. Yes, report it to Bumble. That's where my son met his girlfriend. They've been together for 5 years now, I think. Going on 5 years. It's not been 5 years. Comfortable Fly says this one, get a police report at least, update it every time he contacts you. Don't give his number to anyone or harass back. Don't block him. Report every incident and use it as a temporary restraining order. Edit. A TRO is a temporary restraining order. Some jurisdictions will start with a no contact order. Some jurisdictions will put those in place ex parte without the offender being present. I say to update the report every single time because you need a record of harassment to escalate the case if it goes there. It's also important to update and protect in self-defense. Claim the event that you have to defend yourself against attacks physically. As an example, if the offender shows up at your place of work and you have any form of physical contact with them, say pushing them away, and the police are called, you need that record to prove that they were harassing you. It's not just a standard domestic violence situation. Also, you should take notes. Contemporaneous notes are very good court documents for evidence. Especially in the United States, you have to protect yourself when the original offender dies as a result of that self-defense. You need a record of targeted harassment to defend your claim of self-defense. If you think all of that is too far, or say, but the police won't help, I'm happy you don't understand bigger threats and sorry for what happened to you. This is still the correct, responsible procedure. I agree. If the police say there's nothing we can do or we can only help you if you're hurt, then ask to speak to their supervisor and repeat that directly. Tell them you are recording the conversation for your lawyer. Let them tell you that you aren't allowed to record If they continue telling you that there's nothing they can do, insist on filing a police report anyway, get their badge number and write Officer so-and-so badge number said there's nothing they can do, but I am fearful for my life and physical safety. I am ignoring his legal advice and filling out a police report anyway. This information is based on my personal experience, people telling me the system doesn't work, are misinterpreting my reasoning, and frankly, I think reducing my experience to whatever assumptions I made about their 10 to 20 person local Podunk police department. Sorry for your troubles, but it's both impossible and deeply stupid to encourage victims of crimes to do nothing in response or to stop pursuing justice. Yes, because they'll get a harsher punishment if there's a record. Sorry to the full-time victims who disagree with this advice. I hope it will help you. And there's no answers to that, so I don't know what they're talking about. Stepping says, bro does in fact not understand. One of his things was, I understand. Their top priority comments to consider getting a civil harassment order. Cappy Cap says this, everyone saying police have never dealt with this before. Protective injunction. Check your state. Mine has one that includes cyber stalking. Adding comment for clarity. You get the protective injunction, then go to the police for something once that order is violated. Yes. He's threatening to use her image for other her image and her phone number for other social media hookup things. Go ahead, I'll change my number. I don't care. Do what you're gonna do, dude. He sounds like a jerk. Oh, no consequences. It's time when someone's showing up way before the restaurant opens. It was originally in title reviews. It says, what are they supposed to do after arriving 40 minutes early? Yes, we can look at the whole thing if you want, if you like. We got there early on Sunday due to daylight saving time. The place doesn't open yet as it was 11:20 and they opened at noon. The big guy at the door could have been a monster, told us the place wasn't open until noon. There's no place to sit. What are we supposed to do? Wait in the parking lot for 40 minutes standing? No, you can go to your car and sit down. Couldn't he have let us in and let us know the restaurant wasn't open yet, but have a seat? No. We left. We went to Ozona Blue. They were more accommodating, not every customer service oriented. Oh my gosh, they're not open. I've gone to places that weren't open yet. I go sit in my car or find something else to do, go to the store or something for a few minutes. It's not that important. Montana Burns quotes, what were we supposed to do? Yes, sit, wait, or go somewhere else. The place isn't open to your liability. And the fact that you wrote this review is piece positive why they shouldn't let you in. They seated us and no one took our drink order for 40 minutes. OP, the person who, Gamer Girl. Gamer Girl likes to post a lot of these. This was so mind-blowing. If the place isn't open, go somewhere to wait or wait in the car. Risk says, quotes, wait in the car. Hey, we found a place to sit. Exactly. Second top rated comment is Bucky, and they say, it takes a special kind of a-hole to blame the restaurant for their own failure to remember daylight saving time, right? I remember before all these fancy smartphones that people would be late or early on Sunday, the clocks were adjusted. But seriously, nowadays it's a bit odd. All of us have phones that automatically update. Exactly. Gamer Girl says, I agree if they had just made the mistake and decided to go somewhere else, that would have been understandable. But to expect the restaurant to let them in before opening was so ridiculous. Okay, Extreme Set is the third top right comment. It's a banana, by the way. They say, other place they went to was more accommodating. Could it be because we were actually open? Oh my. Mildly infuriating. The traddies next door just gifted me a concrete lake in the entryway. Look at this, you guys. This is not okay. That's on wood floor. That's on a wood floor. What are they doing? What the heck? That's insanity. Came from the sidewall reno going on next door. They told me about the reno part, but didn't say anything about this one. Can you tell from the left side that I tried to get out but ended up messing up my thongs? Yeah, how is she supposed to? That's her door. That's her door. Outstanding says Traddy's rental thongs. 200%. Oh, Australian. I don't think so. Sparky says that's why the concrete flows so easily. It's upside down. They say paying to give this comment awards is an immensely stupid way to use money. Reddit's got enough money. I promise. Donate to your local food banks. Yeah, 115 awards. Cute as my kryptonite says. Do you come from a land down under where the concrete flows and the men blunder? Oh, she has more pictures. She says she tried to get out and have a chat with the guys. It got worse. How is she supposed to go in there with that going on? That's crazy. Twazy. And had a chat with the lads. They headed back up to my place to clean it up. Also, with the apprentices that did the mess, I'm not sure if it was actually them or they trying to blame boys. But I'm all good. The lads apologized over call. No stress at all. I gotta head to work though. They will be taking care of all the expenses: the wall crack, floor paint, plastering, and I will be getting a new thong too. Here's a picture of the Nike thong. It's not. It doesn't even look like a thong. It looks like a slip-on, to be honest. It looks like a slip-on to me. Next, we have best of Redditor updates, and is entitled, "Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with my boyfriend because his friends got him a me-shaped pinata?" Yes. Yes, you probably would be, because his friends did that. He did not. This was originally in AITAA relationships and their own webpage. Original post February 2026. I, 22 female, and my boyfriend Matt, 22 male, have been together for a year and 8 months. Matt and I go different universities in neighboring cities, about 45-minute drive. Matt is in a fraternity, important for later. It was Matt's birthday on Friday, and him and went out to get dinner to celebrate. I guess him and I was what she was supposed to say. He and I. It's probably he and I. Went out to dinner to celebrate. After dinner, I went back to my university since I live on campus. The next evening, I was on Instagram and I clicked on one of our mutual friends' private stories and saw Matt and a bunch of his friends hitting and stomping on a pinata. By clicking through more of the stories, I figured out it must have been a surprise birthday for Matt, since he told me his only birthday plans were dinner with me. On the last slide of the Instagram story, I got a close-up of the pinata. It looked exactly like me, from the hair color to the skin color, even down to my septum piercing. There was no doubt it was me, and I was really confused, and I screen recorded the stories, and I messaged the friend who posted the story, and I asked her if that was me and the pinata, and she left me on read and removed me from the close friends story. This just confirms my suspicions. The next day, I texted him and asked how his party went, and he acted confused and said he never had a party. Okay, now he's lying. That's a red flag. If he just said, "Oh yeah, I was shocked that my friends did that for me." Don't break up with him for the pinata. Break up with him because of that. The pinata has nothing to do with it. He didn't choose the pinata. I was confused as to why he was lying to me. I told him I saw on mutual friend's private story, and then he got completely stopped answering. An hour later, he answered and said, "Yeah, the guys threw me a surprise party. It's frat tradition not to talk about it, though." That's dumb. That's dumb. That's another red flag. I don't believe that for a second. That's when I asked him about the me-shaped pinata, and I sent him the video of him and his friends destroying it. He told me that was not me. It was just a random pinata the guys had found. I told him to stop lying to me and that it was obviously me. I told him how hurt I was that he would allow his friends to do something like that, and all he could answer was that they would kick him out of the frat if he didn't accept it. I also brought up how his frat and thrown him a surprise party. Why wasn't I invited? I was only 45 minutes away, and I knew it wasn't because I was the only guys, because the mutual friend who posted the story was a girl who goes to his university. I saw in the story there were multiple girls there. He stopped answering me, and this is another red flag. That's another red flag. You should break up with him because you weren't invited to the party, even though it was not as an exclusive frat party. There were girls there. I wouldn't worry about the pinata stuff. That's beside the point. Like I said, he didn't choose that. They chose that. But he chose to lie to you and to have a party without you. He stopped answering me and hasn't since. It's been a day with no contact. So we break up with him. Another reason to break up with him. Another red flag is that he ghosted you. I'm honestly considering breaking up with him over this. I've caught him in lies before, but this is just too much. If you're catching people in lies, break up with them. If they lie about it, they will lie more later. The video of him and his friends stomping on the pinata was just disturbing. And finding out that my face was on it, we were planning on moving in together after graduation, but honestly, I don't know anymore. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with him over this? No. Top comments. Tosh is my gauche says, why would Tosh, oh my gauche. Tosh, oh my gauche says, why would you stay with him? He has lied before and is lying now. You're young, so go live in a wonderful life without someone who doesn't seem to value you. Cold Rimus says, the lies plus the genuinely disturbing imagery means this isn't about the pinata. This is about who he is. Time to go. Exactly. It's not about the pinata at all. It's all the other stuff around the pinata. Strategy Dove says, Wayne, no, dump him. If his friends have a tradition of beating and stomping on effigies of their girlfriends, then the whole group is garbage. Plus, he lied, and he's lied before, ma'am. Your man is a woman-hating loser. Trust me, there are better men out there. Exactly. Marcelli Pearl says, why even bother to talk to him? Just ghost him. He freaking beat a pinata of you with his friends for fun. He doesn't even like you. One of those girls is his surprise party, is his real girlfriend. And oh, it was only a surprise to you. He deserves more of your time. No more of your time. Update February 14th, 2026, 4 days later. Hi, everyone. Thank you for all the comments and messages. I have read in each and every one of them, and I am truly grateful for the advice. Update. So Matt texted me back after a full day of incognito. He finally admitted that, yes, the pinata was supposed to be me. He said it was a joke and it was meant to be funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. I told him how disrespectful and disturbing that was. I ended up breaking up with him and told him I wasn't going to stay with a man-child who was going to disrespect me for fun. I lost my little guy. I'm a mess today. I'm not going to stay with a man-child who was going to disrespect me for the fun of him and his friends. He completely lost it and begged me to stay. He was apologizing and saying he didn't want to lose me and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you should have thought of that before she wasn't invited to your party, sir. After I made it clear I wasn't going to take him back, he literally sent me a video of him making out with a mutual friend. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe just a final F you, but honestly, I couldn't care at that point. I now realize how immature he was. I just blocked him. So yes, most of you are right. He was cheating on me, and I'm thankful I didn't move in with the jerk, and I saw him for what he really was, an immature man-child. And yes, I will be sending the video to the university, though I doubt they will do anything. But yes, this is the update, and thanks again for all the support and kind words. They would truly mean so much to me. Stop thinking it's me says, I love how all the guys think sending a video with with someone else really does something other than make themselves look sleazy and pathetic. Exactly. You look sleazy and pathetic when you do that, so stop doing that, guys. And if you're a girl and you're doing that, stop doing it too. Because I've seen where women do that too. Optimus Prime said, I stopped talking to a guy. We were on a date, by the way, and he had a notion that sending me a photo of his penis would get me back on board. Also, we don't want to see that. It's gross and stupid. I told him this was my work phone and pretended to be my 60-year-old boss. Bubble Tea Bob answers, the thing that gets me is I've never been sent a dick pic that showed any real effort. Like if they had set up a whole weed photo shoot with lighting and put it on their leather pants and given their dick a quick dusting with highlighter powder, I could see it being just about what you think you're missing draw. Instead, it's always vaguely gangrenous looking snap at a bad angle with a dirty pair of underpants in the background. It's giving you made the right call, not you sure you don't want to try one more time. Domingo watch his name answers, hear me out. A miniature beach scene. Put your dick on a little reclining chair, a cocktail umbrella for the parasol, sand for the beach, and plastic wrap for the water. There's a subreddit for that. Cos penis. It's all silly dick pics of them dressing up like cowboys and stuff in silly scenes. It's the googly eyes that kill me. I may have to look that up just for giggles. Just for giggles. Next is Made Me Smile, and it is entitled Sir David Attenborough is now officially 100 years old. I think Van Dyke is also 100 years old. Someone else just passed away that was 100 years old. I forgot who that was. I thought that guy had already been dead. I can't remember who it was now. This is the nice Mr. Attenborough. He is a treasure, not just a national one. Colonel Conway says, we see here a human of deep wisdom with a rich and meaningful life, a sage amongst his species. Hope he says I read that in his voice. And I'm going to leave that there. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow. Maybe twice tomorrow. I don't know. We gotta catch up on Little John's on the stupid reality TV stuff. So maybe not tomorrow. Maybe twice on Thursday. And I'll take tomorrow to do some reality TV. I'll probably also be on the weekend because I'll be bored. To be honest, I'll be way bored. I'm also going to put some stuff on, down and determined to put some stuff on TikTok and Reels and do that kind of mess. So I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, because I won't be going anywhere tomorrow until later anyway. So I'll be here at noon tomorrow. All right, have a good day. Love you all. Love all my biddies. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.